Hi, welcome to Yuki Says Hi and other things. Um, okay, after I finished my fourth book in my Underworld series, the one behind me, I was thinking a lot whether I wanted to continue the story, whether I wanted to go to a new story or I wanted to continue this story that I've been spending the last few years on. And I decided that given where I ended it, that it's a good place to finally at least put if not a permanent one, then at least a temporary pin in the set of the story for now, because the characters are in a fitting space and the story had a really good ending to the sense that it fit with the original idea that I had in my mind. So I'm quite satisfied with where it ended. I may not ever return to it, but for now I'm satisfied with it. Whether I feel the same way in 2 years or a year, I cannot say. But the other story that I wanted to is also an old idea I had. An idea that I felt was a good idea back then. I originally had the idea when the space exploration with the rovers were roaming over Earth, oh not Earth, sorry, over Mars, not Earth, but Earth is in the subject because the Martians would be hiding on Earth, and that's why. The idea was because of that, that maybe because of how it is, the planet Mars, that hinted towards there may have been life at some point there, but not anymore. What about if the Martians would have went to Earth in hiding? And that is the idea, that was the crux of the idea that I had back then. And it has, of course, been modified because certain things makes it needed to be modified. Because I'm in a different point in my life than I was when I was a teenager, when I first thought of the idea. The world is a different situation now, and we know a lot more about space at this point. So with that in mind, I had several ideas that I wanted to implement or change into the story, which I did. It still has some parts of the original idea in the story, but so did the Underworlds. And the Underworlds originally started as one tale, one singular book, but it changed. And I don't think that that would necessarily happen here. I think that one tale, one story would be enough to tell the story of the Mars Warriors. I don't think it would need a sequel. I could see material maybe at some point, but for now, I do not see any possibility of a second. So I really like the ideas of that, and he likes me apparently, and interrupting me. So, but I thank you for coming here and hearing my little rant about what I'm going to write next after the silvery pad that is behind me. And that is going to be Mars Warriors. I already slowly started it, so I'm like 2 or 3 chapters in, six, 8,000 words or something. But I'm just exploring where it could go, and I like the idea of where it's going. And instead of the dark fantasy that these are, dark fantasy and science fiction, this would be more paranormal slash science fiction, because one of the main characters, one of the reasons how she finds the Martians is she's this girl, Mary, she's this girl that has an ability where she can sense or feel spirits, and she feels something is off with certain people, and that's how she discovers what ends up being the adventure that she goes on because of this. And that is the original idea. And that's how I've gotten. So I don't know how to explore from this point. I have ideas, but I don't know anything set in stone. That's how I usually write stuff. That I have some really good ideas of things that could really work and work very well, but it is not something that I put in stone, because I want to have the ability, as I always put it, to go on the journey with the characters as I write it. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. But thank you again, and I hope you have fun. And this little thing says bye.